Yep, it's time for Dak Prescott to mosey on out of Dallas. Not because he's, quote, unable to win the big one, or because he's not talented, but because Dallas Cowboy fans are crazy. Honestly, Prescott should give them what they want for his own mental health. Go to a team that appreciates him and his production because Dallas fans are delusional. Dak has been in the league for 8 seasons, so I compared his production to his contemporaries Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, Troy Aikman and Tony Romo, and some of the more recent greats Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Tom Brady. I only included their starting seasons, obviously, to be fair. So for Rodgers, I started in 2008 and Romo in 2006. Here's what I found. Dak Prescott threw 202 touchdowns to 74 interceptions. That's more touchdowns than all of these other quarterbacks except for Romo, Rodgers, and Manning. He also has the best touchdown to interception ratio behind Rodgers, which makes me wonder, is Brady really the GOAT? I mean, this is a 4-1. That's crazy good. Some Cowboys still wax nostalgic about Troy Aikman, but if you compare their regular season stats in the first 8 seasons, it's clear that Dak is more productive. And seriously, if Dak put up Aikman's 110 touchdowns and 98 interceptions, Dallas fans would be running Dak out of town. Yeah, I know Aikman's playoff stats are pretty good, and we'll talk about that. But keep in mind, quarterbacks can't be this mediocre in the regular season anymore and keep their starting positions. If anyone had this production today, they'd be in handcuffs. And let's look at the rushing numbers. Dak has run for 28 touchdowns in 8 seasons. He's got 1,884 yards, far more productive than the rest of these guys, with the exception of course, Rodgers. Are we sure Brady's the GOAT? Now let's talk playoffs. There are those who still miss Tony Romo, but the Dallas Cowboys have made the playoffs more consistently with Dak. Romo made the playoffs 3 times in his first 8 seasons with a 1-4 record. Dak has made it 5 times with a 2-5 record. Not good. But look at these stats. Again, look at Rodgers. He's only made 1 Super Bowl. And put it in perspective, Manning's Super Bowl season, he threw for 3 touchdowns and 7 interceptions in the playoffs. Maybe we should stop treating quarterbacks like starting pitchers. It is a team sport. And let's look at playoff rushing. Dak has the highest average yards rushing per game in the playoffs. And the only quarterback with more rushing yards total than him, again, Aaron Rodgers. But at that point, Rodgers had played in more than double the playoff games of Prescott. So yeah, let's all blame Dak for the loss against Green Bay in the playoffs. It was him that gave up 41 points, not the defense. It was him that made the first-year starter look like an all-world with almost perfect QBR. Yeah, Dak has to go. It's time for Trey Lance era to start. Surely this guy who's got 4 starts and 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, he'll get us over the hump.